This sculpture is entitled Self-Made Man by Bobby Carlyle. And I thought this was an interesting sculpture because it tells us the story of that phrase, a self-made man. That's something that a lot of us love. Self-made man, self-made woman. We shape our destiny. I am the captain of my fate. I'm the master of my soul. We shape ourselves. That's a fiction that we love to believe. Now, taking responsibility, that's good. Being active and industrious, that's very good. But self-defining, self-making, is that biblical? We're looking at the book of Proverbs, and it is called The Way of Wisdom here in this devotion series. So when the world speaks about a self-made person, it's very different than what the scriptures define a person to be and how they are made, how they are guarded, how they come to success. We seek success and favor through our efforts, through self-making. What does Proverbs 3 say? My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. So you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and of man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. How are we to have success and favor? To let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake us, but to bind them around our necks and to write them on the tablets of our heart. Is that our steadfast love? Is that our faithfulness? Obviously not. The Lord spoke even back in Exodus 34 when he spoke to Moses. He defined himself as the God of steadfast love, the God of faithfulness. It is a testimony of God that we are to bind around our hearts and bind around our necks. It is to be defining ourselves in light of the steadfast love and faithfulness of God, not taking our fate into our own hands. To be defined by his testimony, his commandments, his word over us. That is what leads to success. So you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. And while we may be industrious, that's a good thing. While we may employ all the gifts that he's given us, that's a good thing. We are not commanded to take things into our own hands. We are not self-made men and women. It says there, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. Trust in the Lord, in his testimony, in his steadfast love, in his commandments, in his faithfulness. Trust in the Lord and his character because he's trustworthy. He's proven that. And don't even lean on your own understanding, your efforts, your skills, your gifts. To lean on what you bring to the table in terms of defining yourself, in terms of seeking after and chasing after success. To lean on your own understanding, that is not acknowledging him in all of your ways. That may be acknowledging him in a few of your ways, but not all. In all your ways, acknowledge him. Acknowledge your relationship to him. Acknowledge your dependence upon him. Acknowledge your need of him. To lean on your own understanding is to not acknowledge that the Lord is your only hope and your only path to success, because success as he defines it is what we're after. Acknowledge him, your dependence on him, your allegiance to him, that you are an object of his steadfast love and mercy. That is how we make our paths straight. I pray that that word is as challenging to you as it is to me. I have a hard time not leaning on my own understanding. I have a hard time not holding back some ways. I don't want to acknowledge the Lord. I want to acknowledge myself and my gifts. I don't trust him to give me success in the eyes of the world. But the scripture says here, trust in the Lord, acknowledge him. Let not his steadfast love and faithfulness depart from you. Bind them around your neck and inscribe them on the tablet of your heart. Testify to yourself as to the goodness of God. He'll make your paths straight. He'll give you the success that you're truly hungry for. Go in his grace and his peace today.